Hello and welcome back to Gregway Enterprises Week 11. This week we're going to be talking about the art of being relentless. In the world of sales, one of the most key foundational principles in your mind and in your personality has to be about being relentless. You've got to really be able to accomplish that art and be able to really perfect that art form. And it comes deep within your soul, deep within who you are, within your being. Whether you're running track, whether you're selling something, whether you're working in your yard, regardless of what you're trying to accomplish, any goal in life that you want to accomplish is going to be done on a much greater, higher level if you're able to be relentless. And that means not quit, not stop, and no matter how tired you get up and you get up again and you keep getting up, even if you have to crawl over the finish line. People in your career are going to tell you that it can't be done. People in your career are going to try to beat you down. People on your team are going to try to stop you or slow you down because they're going to see you as a threat. In life, anyone that is going to be ultra competitive is going to do everything they can to try to stop you. It's up to you to be able to use your mind, your willpower, and the art of being relentless to continue to fight and continue to work and continue to strive to fulfill your dreams and your goals. I want to start off by thanking today everyone that's watched the videos from Gregway Enterprises. These do take quite a bit of time to create and to make, but I'm doing it for you. I'm doing it for the individual that is sitting there, perhaps losing hope, or maybe right on the edge, not knowing what they're going to do, or the individual that's saying, you know what, I know I can do better. I just need a little bit of fine tuning. I'm here to help you. At all times, I'm here to help you. Let's tell a story. Let's give you a story about a man by the name of Todd Wright, a very dear friend of mine that passed away a few years ago of cancer, bone marrow cancer. I met Todd in 1990. No, I met Todd in the year 2006. I met Todd 2006, 2007 is when I met Todd Wright. He was actually a member of our church. And he would come and he would visit and we would do things together. And he was always happy, was always cheerful, was always smiling. Good-looking guy, was just so helpful, always wanting to see what he could do to help around our property or help us on a personal level to if we wanted to go boating or we wanted to go out and do something that he could contribute. And the majority of the time, I, being pretty independent, would never ask Todd or never say, hey, you know what, you can be part of this or part of that, or there's a project we're working on, or we're going to be going on this outing, why don't you come along? And he just always, have you ever met someone like that? They just want to help. They just want to do. They just want to contribute. And there wasn't a time I ever met Todd that he wasn't happy and upbeat and cheerful and smiling. Almost seemed to be too happy. I remember saying to my wife once, man, that guy's a little bit different. He's always so nice. He's always so upbeat. And one day my wife says, well, he's dying of cancer, don't you? And I said, well, no, I didn't have any idea. She says, he has bone marrow cancer. And I said, not Todd Wright. She said, oh, yeah, Todd. Yeah. And that's why he does everything he can on a daily basis to try to involve himself in other people's lives and try to ease their burdens or try to go above and beyond. And I says, well, if he's dying of bone marrow cancer, why would he want to come over here and help do landscaping? Why would he want to go on an outing and, go hiking or go boating or do something of that nature? Why would he want to do that? It's just the way he is. I got to be close enough to Todd Wright over the next 6 months, 8 months, to where I asked him about the bone marrow cancer because I started to bond with him and get to know him. And he told me he was working one day. He was a plumber. He owned a plumbing company, and he was a plumber, and he was doing a commercial plumbing job, and he was bending or working on some type of a pipe, and the bone in his arm snapped. And can you imagine being at work and going to do something, and one of your bones breaks? And he went to the doctor, and they told him he had bone marrow cancer. Well, this was about a year and a half before I had met him, and they put him on some medicine, some drugs, some different experimental things to try to help him. Um, they would watch his blood count and all of the little the things that they watch for in the world of medicine. They would watch all of his counts and all of his reactions to the medicines, and they through the U of U here in Utah in Salt Lake City, they had him in a special program. And at one point, he was paying $3,800 a month for medicine, and that's on the experimental medicine. I mean, these are on, and it is crazy. And so as the years went on, then I got to know him 2 years and 3 years and 4 years and 5 years. There were times when he started to lose hope, and he would tell me that. But at the same time, he would do everything that he could to try to stay positive. And he told me, he says, Greg, I do it for my family. He had 5 small children and just a beautiful family. What nice, nice, good people. And they lived about a mile and a half up the canyon, up above us. And just great people. But he would get discouraged because they would put him on this new medicine, and the medicine would make him tired, and the medicine sometimes would make him very sick. But this guy every day found a way to go to work. Every day he was relentless. Every day he dug in, and every day he did all that he could do, not only in his own personal work, but to contribute to the lives of others. Because he told me at one time that he felt that he was down here to contribute and to help other people. Now, I don't know about you, but that's being pretty darn relentless. At one point, I offered to do a fundraiser for him. I said, I've got a lot of very high-end wealthy clients. Why don't we do a fundraiser, a GoFundMe? Why don't we do something to try to bring you in some extra money? And he refused that. He refused any help. So as the years went on, Todd was getting sicker and losing weight, but he always had that smile. The only time he ever showed any frustrations is he would say, people don't realize that I'm dying because I'm smiling. And he said, so it's frustrating because they don't acknowledge that. Todd tried and tried and tried, and he fought and he fought and he fought. And the most important thing I'm trying to convey in this picture today, in the story form of The Art of Being Relentless, that here's a man that even though he was dying of cancer, knew he was dying of cancer, he said he could feel every bone in his body. He says, do you know what that would be like to be able to feel every bone in your body hurting? Every bone. He would weekly go up to medical appointments, and they would try and try and try, and sometimes they'd be successful for 3 months or 6 months, and other times they would not. Towards the end, when they were all out of experimental medicines, and there was one final medicine that they put him on that wasn't working, I went up to his home, and even though he was always so positive, I remember sitting next to him. He had a beautiful home and a big, beautiful, massive fireplace, probably 50 feet tall, 15 feet wide, made out of rock. I remember sitting with he and his family, and we sat together and we cried. And I remember putting my arm around him and saying, Todd, this time I'm worried about you, buddy. This time I'm worried about you. Went up about a week later, he was in his garage. He was in his garage and he was working. And he was hunched over and he could barely work. And he loved to go to Lake Powell and he loved to go wakeboarding. He said his dying wish was to go wakeboarding. And I said, Todd, how can you go wakeboarding when you could go out there and you could fall or your arms could break and you could die? I remember him looking at me saying, you still have to live. You still have to live. And he went to Lake Powell and he went wakeboarding. Todd was very goal orientated. Todd knew what he wanted, and Todd wasn't a quitter. Just like with you guys, if you want to sell, go out and sell, go out and love them, be organized, do everything we've talked about in these videos. And I'm not saying to go watch my videos so I get all kinds of likes and reviews and comments and shares, and no. This is for you. This is from me to you. If I'm able to help one individual, that's all that I'm here to do. Just as you need to be relentless, Todd was relentless. Towards the end of his life, guess what his very final wish was? Odd, very odd, but it's a true story. In fact, he's buried up here in the Midway Cemetery. They've got a beautiful, nice rock bench you can sit on. And I went up there about a month ago and spent some time up there with Todd, sat by his gravesite, and kind of poured my heart out to him and talked to him. He wanted to die on his birthday, which was August 23rd. This was 4 years ago. And he fought and he fought and he fought. And the morning that he died, he got up and he made breakfast for his family. He went back into bed on August 23rd and never woke up again. His name was Todd Wright, Wright Plumbing. He's buried at the cemetery in Midway City, Utah. I can only tell you with all of my heart, without any hype, without any drama, that you can do well in the world of sales if you will just master being relentless, you master being focused, you master being organized. You try and you work and you have grit and you don't give up and you see these people. That's what it's about. If you need to talk to me, you can contact me anytime at gregwayenterprises.com through my website, or you can email me at gregwayenterprises@gmail.com. I would love to hear from you. I hope you folks are watching the videos. You're enjoying the videos. Go back to my 25-week series. Know that we're going to be doing on a weekly basis, 5 o'clock Mountain Standard Time, new videos. And we're going to continue to go through this 75-week series until we tell all of our 25-week series topics in story form so that you can kind of enjoy a topic in story form. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. If there's someone out here watching this that needs additional help, you contact me. If you want to go in the advertising marketing business, I put people in my business for over a decade, for 16 years. With my sales strategies and techniques and with my advertising marketing programs, they have made a ton of money. A lot of money, more money than you could dream of. Hope you have a great week. I hope you and your family are being safe. I look forward to talking with you again on the next video. Have a great day. Stay relentless. Goodbye.